right, welcome back to the show. Let's talk a little basketball. NBA action. Summer League has started up. Big news coming last night, Terry. 2 years, $122 million for Damian Lillard. Clyde Drexler, in his career, made $31 million. Now, we all get, if you make more, you get more. That's the NBA and WNBA having this issue. The WNBA think they don't understand. They think they're an employee of the NBA. They should be getting
Right.
paid their money, not how much money they make for themselves. So there's a big argument there with that.
Capitalism.
The money, well, it kind of is, but the money is coming. And we've been talking about this for years, the TV deals. And one of the main sources of that money is China. And so when half the money comes from China, and then your salaries explode like this, that's where it's coming from. And we've talked for years, Terry, about how when you have backup players like Cody Zeller making $10 million a year, the game is going to change and get way more finesse to where you're not going to have banging. You're not going to have any type of physicality whatsoever. The second we get another Shaq in the league, somebody wants to take it down low and just start beating everybody up, it might change a little bit, because he's supposed to score 40 points a game, somebody like that. But $61 million a year, Terry, Texas, that's almost $1 million a game. And he could probably, if he wanted to, he could sit out 20 games and get paid the $1 million a game, couldn't he?
He probably could. It's just Portland. I mean, you must not be thinking about a championship. I mean, because you're going to play him to stay there. And I understand that he can light it up and he can play. But I mean, we talked about Kevin Durant going to $50 million, and now we got a guy $61 million. And I mean, guys, that's where I set out. I said in 5 to 7 years, if we live that long, and that's the way I put it, because you never know what tomorrow brings. But you're talking about in 5 or 7 years, there's somebody out here going to get $100 million to play a game. It's going to happen. We're going to see it. It just continues to go up. And I'm trying to figure out, how in the world can you afford it? How can you afford it as an owner? How can you afford it as a team? How can the team stay in your area without not being moved? I mean,
it's TV. Terry.
Yeah, it's
100%,
it's so
because
much.
it doesn't matter how many tickets they sell anymore in almost all these sports. You see, baseball's been doing this for years.
$61 million. Name me a player in Major League Baseball making $61 million.
It's insane. I agree.
They're not.
Wasn't Trevor Bauer making
Now,
about that much?
If he was making a lot. If they're listen, if basically if your business makes that type of money, whatever, fine. But as far as like what we're talking about, the competitive nature of it is definitely going to change it. It's going to change everything. And pay to again, Jordan paid 207. Listen, Michael Jordan had to be the most popular athlete of all time. Sell millions and billions of dollars in shoes to get them enough money. He had to be the best player ever and sell enough in shoes and merchandise to get enough money to be able to buy the Hornets one day. And then now you're going to have role players who are going to have enough money to buy sports teams.
And do you not think another player, when Jason Tatum's contract comes alive, I want in his brand?
Well, see, he's on. Lillard's on that super max extension. That's when you stay with the same team, you get like $10 more million a year extra, and it's
that's why I don't like his supermax thing, because everybody thinks they're a supermax and they're not. It drives me insane. There's got to be a system where you say you're not a supermax player.
So here's
that's when I sit back all the time, and this is what bothers me. Every time I sit back and I think of Acuna, I give that dude all the credit in the world. He thought about himself. He thought about his family. He thought about long term to sign for what he signed for, compared to what these guys. Acuna could get a whole lot more money.
Yeah, he got screwed.
Yeah, he did. Overall, himself, he did, but he thought about a lot of other
I get hurt,
things.
don't get to that contract.
How much money does a man need?
I
Just
mean,
do
you were
like Bobby
talking
Bonilla.
$61 million, y'all. 61.
He's paid through 2030.
I just need an
Bobby
island.
Bonilla.
I just
$1
want
million a
enough
year.
to buy an island and a harem. I don't know what you need the extra for, right?
I don't know. I guess I don't think that way because I live on a teacher's pay, but it's just one of those things where.
Well, let's talk a little bit about.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah,
Let's talk some.
I don't envy him, but
Let's talk some bad basketball. How about that? Charlotte Hornets first round pick doesn't even start on the summer league team.
Oh, come on! Think of that, y'all. Your number one pick goes somewhere else, and he started.
They traded the number 13th pick, and then the 15th pick
He
drafted.
started.
He's not even starting.
Yeah. Have you watched this summer league?
No.
Is he hurt?
No.
No.
He's.
Are they preserving him?
No.
No, he's a Jordan pick. He says.
Yeah.
What do you put, Tom? Where do you put somebody that can't score?
Where do I put on the bench?
Right. That's where he's at. We drafted someone who can. Every year, do I not come in here and say, pick the player who wins the one-on-one tournament? That's all you have to do. You've got all these kids. You have no idea how they're good are. You got 19, what is it, 18 to 21-year-olds. You put them in a room. They play one-on-one. You pick the winner. And the Hornets can't do that. They pick the one who comes in last in the one-on-one tournament every time.
No,
I don't want to hear anyone else tell me we're picking a 7-footer for defense and rebounding. Well, good. That's awesome.
Rim protection.
Unless we can trade him for 5 first-round picks like Rudy Gobert. Stupid.
In the meantime, our team is getting picked up by
points, by the way.
We had Graham get picked up last night for DUI. Devontae Graham.
He's not on our team.
Is it not Devontae? Who was the guy picked up? Excuse me. Somebody from the Hornets got arrested last night.
Last night? Oh, I don't know about that.
So this is after the Miles Bridges thing. So Devontae's, forgive me.
Yeah, Miles Bridges is facing jail time.
I don't know who got arrested. Yeah, he beating his wife. Yeah, so last night, whoever Richards was starting center, he had 15 and 11. So why did we draft the 15th overall pick, somebody who can't score? The center that started over him had 15 and 11, Terry.
I got a feeling he'll still be sitting on that bench.
Right. Like, what? It's just stupid.
Sorry. I seen that come across there in this New Orleans guy. So
5, 6 players, Tom, played more minutes than our first-round pick.
I'm just laughing at that. That's a very Lincoln County thing to say. You're going to be sitting on that bench.
That's it. You're going to be sitting on that bench.
Did you
be sitting on that bench.
That's
Did you see who the Hornets signed, though?
I did not.
Manic.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. It was a couple weeks ago.
Manic played almost as many minutes as Williams did, had 3 points. Williams had 5. So he wasted a first-round pick for 5 points and free agent signed Teen Wolf
we got
for 3.
Teen Wolf.
He was
Teen Wolf?
Yeah.
Will he not honestly, will he not be way more productive being 6'10", standing in the corner,
shoot a three-pointer.
Yeah.
than this first-round pick from Duke?
Oh, yeah.
It's just like a statue.
You pick guys like the Williams pick. You pick that to fill out a roster like the Warriors. We need a shot blocker because nobody's playing defense.
That's when you pick
You don't
up
pick
Chuck
him when you
Nevitt.
win 30 games a year.
Yeah.
I
Let's
just
pick
need
a guy
a big
who
guy.
gets 2 points.
Chuck Nevitt.
I like it when the Hornets suck, though, because Cleveland gets to play them like 5 times a year.
But I've been watching a little bit of the summer league.
Yeah.
It's turnover after turnover, and I mean I understand
It's
they're trying to
bad
learn stuff.
basketball.
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean,
I'm sorry. I know it's the summer league.
The argument is that American basketball is not producing kids with the basic skills.
True.
Yeah,
that
there
is
you go.
Because it's all
true.
showboating, all athletic.
Yep.
But you've
At
got
AAU is killed.
You've got to show, and these kids not staying in college either, and they're in college just to make a little,
Tom, it is.
That's why they can't free.
It's the AAU Twitter internet world. Okay.
Yeah.
So I can trust me. I've been on plenty of basketball courts. I can go in a court. I can destroy a guy. My team can win. Let's say we're going to 21. I get 10 of the 21 points. He shakes me one time.
Oh, it's
makes
all about
me
him.
trip up. He bricks the jumper, and that's all we'll talk about the rest of the day. Is the guy made you trip with a crossover, as opposed to I just dropped 10 points on his head and won the game.
It's about like watching LaMelo Ball when they do great things and he scores 10 points, but it's one play he did in the whole game.
That's the ESPN
that's better than Gordon Hayward scoring 40.
It's shit in baseball too.
It's the you're right. You're the weekend ball stuff like that. It's definitely there is no teamwork on that, and I agree. It's the basketball thing is we don't have guys coming up that can play like that. Again, they talk about the white guys, the Chet Holmgren, a white American-born player, and then the Europeans come over and they ball. They play younger.
Well, Holmgren had what, 23
in this first one. Second one, he had like 10.
Oh, okay.
And you also got to remember, Terry, who's he playing against?
Oh, I know.
when Kai Jones guards you and you get 15 points, is that going to be the same as Durant guarding him? Because that's who's going to guard him.
Yeah.
Really. Giannis is going to guard him. Is he going to put his shoulder into Giannis? No. So
he will, but he'll bounce off.
Tom, you saw the Dallas Mavericks in person. How many people do they got on their team that could just stand out there and run with Chet Holmgren? They got 4 7-foot white dudes, just them. That's not even counting the power forwards.
Well, they don't have Boban anymore.
Well, he couldn't run with him, but the other ones, the Max Klebers and all those guys, they had all those extra 7-footers on their team. We'll see. I'm very skeptical on it.
Give it time.
He could probably stand in the corner and shoot threes like Manic. I ain't got, I'd have that. Oh, I gotta read this one. So, 2 more things. Basketball wise, one we was talking about the WNBA pay and everything. Have you guys ever looked at their stats or any of that? Have you looked at what they
pay stats, or are you talking about
no
scoring?
Their actual stats. So again, Terry, do they shoot with a smaller ball?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do they shoot from a shorter 3-point line?
Yes.
But if I said y'all play on a smaller goal so you can dunk, they would get offended. True?
Probably.
So what's the difference? You're going to shoot with a smaller ball. You're going to shoot from a shorter line, but you don't want to lower the goal and make the game more exciting.
If they lowered it to 9 foot, it would be fun.
Right. I'm 100% on this. So I'm looking at the averages. The number 1 team, the best team in the WNBA, Terry, 85 points a game. That's it. The averaging 85 points a game.
Do they play 48 minutes?
I do not know. Whatever it is, that's not good.
I think they play quarters.
4 10s, probably.
Yeah.
The Indiana Fever, the worst place team, is averaging 78 points a game. Stats, Terry. Only 1 person in the whole league averages 20 points a game.
Is that De La Dome?
Nope, Brianna Stewart.
Okay.
1 person.
Mm.
So how do you market this to someone who's not a female, who's not interested in sport, a male? I'm not going to see you dunk the ball. Nobody's going to get 30. It's going to be nothing but layups. So why would I watch? Why would I come to watch this? Because, again, people who play basketball, say someone like me who plays basketball, pretty much feels like you can play at the same level as these ladies did.
Well, there's probably some free hot dog night, $1 beer.
Right. But what I'm getting is that for an average person, like I'm a sports fan, I'm like, well, let me go over and look at the WNBA stats. Let's see who's leading. And I know they're not dunking. And then I see you're only getting 85, and your number 1 scorer is getting 21 in a game.
Brianna Stewart, she's good.
So I'm going to look up a
UConn.
I've watched a little bit of it. I kind of agree with you. I think they need to find a way to make it more.
I think some of them deserve more money.
Yeah, they
I mean, listen now. This is where I put this. I mean, I guess if I go back to Lillard, if a dude's making $61 million and you're in the NBA and you're really not the top player in the NBA, think of that. You're not the top player in the NBA, or we wouldn't quote him as a top. We'd probably put him in our top 15, but not a top. You know what I'm saying? But in their league, I mean, I think maybe some of them should make $500 to $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. I mean, you're talking low numbers here.
The issue is, Terry, is that you can't pay somebody money that's not there.
Well,
they don't have the
and plus
deals.
you gotta have TV contracts. You gotta have all this stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta have stuff to come in.
So
yeah,
their operating costs run the league. The actual NBA players are actually kind of paying their salaries, and that's one of the arguments about Griner being in Russia is that they're like, well, she's got to work over there. Like, they make more money overseas because they would rather see them play overseas than they would here. People in America,
but she's getting her contract.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so listen to this game. The Seattle Storm beat the Indiana Fever 73 to 57.
And you have that every now and then in the NBA,
Terry,
where somebody scores 50-something, 60-something. Very seldom, but it happens.
No, Terry.
It happens.
Nobody has ever won an NBA game with 73 points.
I don't know. You might go back and check that.
Yeah, it's 60s. Well, David Thompson scored 73, Terry. Seriously, look at that. 73-57. The leading scorer had 14 for the Fever. Not one other person was in double figures. One other person in double figures.
It's the same reason why soccer hasn't caught on as much, because Americans love games with scoring.
Exciting.
That's just what it is.
In the winning team, Stewart, the leading scorer in the NBA, Terry, she had 20 of the 73 points. And then the rest of the team, we had 10, 11, 8, 6, 5, 9, 5, 2. But that's what I'm saying. If you go to the game, Tom, I'm going to go watch the Fever play. Only one girl is going to get in double figures.
Mm. And as talking about Seattle, how many Bird have? Did she even play?
Is she even on the team? Sue Bird, 8.
She had 8. Now, she's a Hall of Famer.
21 minutes.
She's still playing?
Yeah. This is her last year again.
She got to be like 40.
Well, I'm telling you, she quit, then she come back, and now she's going to
Right,
quit again. I mean, it's what everybody does nowadays, Don.
I know. Brett Favre's going to start next year for the Browns. So Watson's better. Watson's off suspension.
All right.